of the coaches presenting, then obviously leave your camera up so that when you start talking, we can see your picture. But from the athlete side of things, if you want to mute your microphone and go ahead and mute or turn your camera off, then we don't need to see you, and or it'll help process and make the sound go through a little better. When you're looking at trying to get both audio and video, the video is one that slows everything down a ton. Okay, we got the list going. Oh, we got 30 of our guys or so going here. We're going to start out with Coach Allen. So let me hit the screen. And again, similar to last week, we will go ahead and send this out to everybody when the meeting is done. I got it recorded. I'll end it when we're done. But Coach, we'll go ahead and turn it over to you.
All right. So for those of you that weren't here last week, I'm going to cover the weight room and kind of cardio side of it. Like I said last week, it is on Schoology. It's also on the website. Google Classroom, it'll be there as well. And for also the people that use Team Builder, it is on Team Builder as well. So you can find it in a number of different spots. Some of the changes this week are just different lifts in terms of actually using the weight room. If you can, if you scroll all the way down on this document, you can see that I've laid out exactly what I mean by certain lifts. So you got walkouts, dumbbell hand fighting, plate combo, and then star jumps. So if you have any other questions about what you're looking for, feel free to email me, and I'll try to get back to you as quick as I can. So for this week, it's really trying to build on what we did last week. So it's going to be a lot of the same kinds of lifts, just doing them differently. So for the weight room, it's a lot of squats, cleans, things like that. Dumbbell shoulder press, pull-ups, dumbbell hand fighting, plate combo, and hammer curls. Then for the non-weight workouts, just body squats, squat jumps, push-ups. And then you'll notice with the cardio on both Wednesday and Friday that I did change that. So make sure you're looking at these closely. I did change the times. I did change how long you're doing it, how many times you're doing it. So my goal for you guys is to be as conditioned as we possibly can be. I know Coach Clem's going to talk about, controlling what you can control. One of those things is how conditioned you are coming into the season. And when I say the word conditioned, I don't want you guys to think of it's all about running, lifting, that kind of stuff. It's really anything that we're doing. We're seeing improvements. That's why we're conditioning it. And then we are getting better with that. So make sure you're looking at that. Like I said, it's found on the website, Google Classroom, Schoology, and Team Builder as well if you have the app. So that's all I have for you guys from the weights and cardio side.
All right.
Oh,
what's that?
I was just going to say, Litchfield side, if you guys have troubles accessing sharing rights to that, for whatever reason, just email me. And vice versa, when I push something out, email Coach Clem to get editing rights or some viewing rights sometimes. Just go to your side of a coach if we could solve that, okay?
Yep. Next up here for mine, kind of update on what we got going on as far as the season. Again, worry about the things that you have a handle on and try and let the things that you do not have a handle on go. The high school league met, and with the high school league, hold on, I'm going to get the share button going again. With the high school league meeting, they proposed 3 potential restarts. One of those is Monday, December 21st, so that's a couple days before Christmas break. They proposed a January 4th, and they proposed a January 18th. They also set kind of when a postseason for both the varsity wrestling would be, and in all of these start dates, that doesn't really change. That's a little bit further out down the road, so I mean, they have a proposed 3-week time frame for what could be a team postseason, an individual postseason, and a state tournament postseason. None of that has been decided as of today, but they do have that 3-week chunk of time blocked off. If whoever makes the decision says, yep, we're good to go, the shutdown is ended as of the 18th, we could and will start on December 21st. If that pause or shutdown or whatever is extended, then we just wait and see when's the next day, and we will just keep meeting Mondays as a team like we're doing tonight until the actual season start, which, I'm hopeful it's December 21st. If it's not, then we reset our mind and say, well, the next potential start date is January 4th. And if it's not that, then the next potential start date is January 18. And again, control the things that you can control. From the junior high side of things, 7th and 8th graders, we are going to send out a survey to your parents tonight or tomorrow, just kind of taking a look at some options as far as practice times go. The junior high coaches, along with Coach Dan and I, met and looking at an option. Now, for our high school kids, pretty simple for a Will O'Brien to hop in the truck after work and drive to practice, right? Pretty easy for an Eddie Jerry Symes to drive to practice. It's not as simple for a 7th and 8th grader to just get to school to get to practice. Need an older brother, sister to get you there, maybe need a parent to get you there. So as we start to look at planning practice, that's one of the things we're looking at, is figuring out exactly when parents or older brothers and sisters or neighbors or whoever can get the 7th and 8th grade kids to a building so that we can organize practice and go from there. We would like to start junior high practice as soon as we start the varsity practice. 7th and 8th grade will be at Litchfield High School. 9 through 12 will be at Dassel-Cokato. And about midway through the year, we switch. So that's from a practice standpoint, but we need to make some adjustments. We're lucky that our junior high coaches have some flexibility in their schedule, and we could maybe, push out practice a little bit later in the day if that's where we can get the most amount of athletes together. So that survey is going to come out, and that'll help the coaching staff make decisions on what we're going to do as far as junior high practice, when we're going to do it, how we're going to do it, the times. Third one up for me here is distance learning, and I'm gonna turn the share thing off for a second. For many of us, at least for the DC kids, you did this spring. Litchfield, you guys did this spring as well. But we're starting it from the Dassel-Cokato side tomorrow. And when you look at that, how are you going to be successful, right? It's kind of like summer, if you will, where you don't necessarily have hard and fast times, right? K6, you got a bus picking you up, bringing you to school. But if you're a 7th through 12th grader, you necessarily don't. Now, if you're a Bo Nelson or a Will O'Brien and you're getting up at 4 a.m. because you're going to a job, and then you're going to do your school afterwards, that's different, right? I mean, they already got a set schedule. They're going to work to that. To the rest of our high school kids, we have a couple of things we want you to think about so that when we get the opportunity to get on the mat and when you get your opportunity to practice, you're not sitting out because you didn't pass your classes, right? So things like set an alarm, get up, get out of bed, brush your teeth, take a shower, change into clothes other than your pajamas. Okay, have a workstation preferably outside of your actual bed, right? Find a desk or a chair somewhere. Maybe it's a kitchen table. Get to that place where you can treat it like a job and be ready to actually do some work, okay? Understand how to email your teacher if you are having challenges or problems. Don't wait until you got 12% in the class and you haven't done any homework in 3 weeks to decide that you want some help, right? That's kind of not going to go so well. Simple things like, we're running this thing here, and what we're asking of you guys is perfect. The coaches have their screens on, so if they're going to start talking, they're ready to go. But as the student or the athlete, right, turn the mic off, go ahead and turn your screen off, and, treat it like a job, treat it like a profession. When you get to the point of needing to ask for help, think about how you're going to address your teacher or your coach, right? Don't go, hey, Clem, got a question for you. It's probably not how things work, right? Now, maybe Bo Nelson gets away with that because I've coached Bo for 12 years now. But some 7th grade young man that I have no relationship with, that's not how you talk to your superior or your boss. Better way of saying it, right? Hey, coach. Hey, Mr. Smith. Hey, Mr. Allen. Hey, Mr. Bucher, got a question on this homework assignment. Don't quite understand it, right? Things of that nature. That's how you do that. The chat feature on a Google Meet or a Zoom is not there for you to play with, right? It's there for you to ask a genuine question and then someone will answer it. It's not there for you just to chit chat with your buddies. Go do that on your phone on your own time, right? So just little things to think ahead to help you be successful. We all understand this right here is not why I left accounting to go be a teacher and a coach. But it's the environment that I'm in right now, and it's how I'm going to have to deliver my content as a teacher. It's how I'm going to have to meet with you guys as one of your co-head wrestling coaches, right? It is what it is. Control the things you can control and don't get worked up over the things you can't. But with that being said, everybody's going to be in that same boat, right? So you got to learn to adjust and adapt and get through it. I'm going to show my screen back on here. I think that was a lot of the first chunk that I wanted to cover. Yeah. So advice from distance learning, kind of when we see ourselves starting. We're going to get that junior high survey out to your parents, ask them to get that filled out. And we are on to Coach Dan with the nutrition side of things. So, Coach Dan, I will turn it over to you.
All right, let me know. I'm going to try to present this way. Let me know what you guys see here.
Okay.
Don't want that.
It says Dan Bucher is presenting.
Okay.
I see a big part of your screen. See a big nutrition 12/7/2020.
Awesome. All right. Perfect. Again, guys, just to echo what Coach Clem talked about, it's your daily habits that you form right now that you're going to carry into your adulthood. How you interact with people is a life skill. And right now we're adapting to the online part of interacting with people, so virtually. So another tip I would say when you're at home, at least because Litchfield's been in full virtual now for a few weeks, I'd make sure that you guys are not laying in bed when you're on a Google Meet in class. Not to say right now that you can't be, that's fine, that's different. But if you're required in a class to be taking notes, writing things down, as Coach Clem talked about, make sure you have a station ready. Try to develop a routine as best you can. I struggled last spring with the lack of routine. It wasn't set out for me. So I had to do some things to hold myself accountable. Ultimately, this is going to test you and your ability to have self-control and discipline. Okay? So I'm going to talk about a few habits, and I'm just looking at you guys to pick off one of these. Okay? But please understand how they chain together. Okay? Number one, I stay up late at night. Or number two, I don't sleep well at night. Okay? I haven't done anything to change those things. Which now affects number three. Now I'm waking up late, often hitting the snooze button. Now, since I'm hitting the snooze button, I have no time for breakfast. Or I grab something on the way out. Okay? I'm a zombie through my morning classes. I've been staring at a screen all morning. I take a long nap in the afternoon. I take an energy drink and think about working out. I skip training and spend more hours of screens or doing, I would say, fun things. And then I try to finish my homework late at night, only to tell myself I'll do it tomorrow. I'll wake up early. Okay? So one of your goals this week is to pick off one of these and try to break it. Again, to me, I think that the most simple thing you can start with is by getting out of bed as soon as your alarm clock goes off. If it'd be one of those 8 that I could tell you to do that. Even if you were up late, get up on the first try, okay? Then do it again the next day. As you guys consistently start to do these, I'll read the opposite of number 1. I go to bed early. I'll read the opposite of 2. I sleep well. Number 3, I wake up on time. Number 4, I eat a good breakfast. Number 5, I don't take a nap. Number 6, I work out. Number 7, I don't spend time with screens. And I train. Number 8, I get my homework done during the day. Okay, and I have my free time at night. Okay, so again, try to pick off one of those, and your goal is to be consistent. And maybe if you need help from a coach, from a parent, then talk to them about it. But try to break those habits. Okay, and again, at the end of the day, you're not going to feel satisfied if you spend 5 hours playing video games. And I don't know at the end of the day how much I feel satisfied when I waste a day. And so I guess I have to speak for myself. Okay. So again, evaluate what you're spending your time on. Okay. Today's topic, we're going to talk about macronutrients over the next few weeks. Today's topic will be carbohydrates, which is energy for your muscles. Okay, to operate. It also fuels your organs as well. Okay. All right. Carbohydrates in a nutshell. Why do you need them? Okay, they fuel your muscles and organs to work for daily function. I'm sure you guys heard enough about keto or low carb or whatever in terms of weight loss. When it comes to your training, your body runs the best in its training off of carbohydrates. And it should be about 45 to 65% of your daily intake. All I'm suggesting is this, is that you include your 3 meals with some type of complex carbohydrate. And I'll explain that at the end. Okay. If you're a person that skips breakfast, I'll give you guys something simple to start with. Okay. Have a piece of toast, whole wheat toast with peanut butter on it. If you want to add a protein source, add 2 eggs. Okay. But at least start with peanut butter toast. Okay. The toast will provide the carbohydrate, and the peanut butter will provide some protein and some fat for also muscle recovery, and the fat will also provide some energy. Okay. Focus on eating whole grains, not enriched. Again, write down what you're taking in daily and then how you feel at the end of the day. If you're constantly feeling run down, then you might be eating too many enriched grains, or you might be ingesting too much sugar. Okay? Try to eat things, again, you're eating for fuel, you're not eating for taste. And it's a simple way of thinking about it. Okay? If you have an intense workout, practice, or match, you need to replenish your carbohydrate store in order to be able to train again. If you don't replenish it, the chances of you having another intense workout diminish. Say if we're going to a match, I wrestle my first match, I eat nothing between my matches, therefore now I'm not going to have as much energy for my muscles to function. Okay? And I want to debunk this last thing right here, the myth. You can get muscle energy from taking energy drinks. Most energy drinks do not have any type of a carbohydrate that will sustain what we're talking about for a 6-minute match. You might feel more alert, but when it comes to doing a freight train double on an athlete, carbohydrates is powering that freight train double, not your energy drink. Okay?
Coach Dan, what's one of the biggest things that are in that energy drink that is giving us that quick little burst of whatever that makes us feel like we're all jacked up and ready to go, but isn't really helping us at all?
Well, a lot of it's for your alertness. So whether it's caffeine, taurine, there's some ginseng in there too. There's other things in energy drinks that I don't even know how to sound out. I'm not a chemist, but again, have I taken energy drinks before? Absolutely have. Okay. Do I still take them? Yeah, I still do take them every now and then. But again, it's something that you should consistently not do. Okay. Do not rely on that for the sole way of working out. It's like, oh, I got to take this in order to work out. Again, consistency is the best. So, and again, think about momentum. Once you start getting momentum in what you're doing and how you're training, everything ties together, and it's very difficult to do. But it's also very difficult to stand at the top of the podium at the end of the day. Not everyone gets to experience that. So if you want to make serious gains, while many people are probably playing video games, probably doing things that they shouldn't be doing, laying around, then again, take some of this stuff take all of it seriously. Pick off one thing at a time each day. Try not to beat yourself up if you're not perfect. Okay. All right. So this is typically what I go through. I just wrote down 4 days because it starts to repeat itself. I get up early, and again, I'm just taking my example. And for me, okay, a good breakfast for me now: 2 eggs, 1 cup of milk, a peanut butter whole grain toast, and a banana. So if I could explain where you pick up the carbohydrate in that meal, it's not from the eggs. You'll get a little bit of simple carbohydrates from the milk. There's a little bit of sugar in the milk, but the majority of your carbohydrates come from the whole grain toast. You get a little bit of simple sugar from the banana. Okay? In the morning, your body will expend all of those carbohydrates. So if you're worried about, oh, I ate too many carbohydrates for whatever reason, your body will expend all that. Okay? And then on day 1, I skipped my snack. I just did. I didn't make time for it, so I skipped it. Okay? And then when you look at the lunch, the turkey cheese sandwich with carrots and apple and water, the bread part of the sandwich again provides the carbohydrate. The apple provides the simple sugar carbohydrate. Okay? And I'm just drinking regular water to hydrate. Okay? If you look at the snack in the afternoon, the protein shake provides the protein. The banana provides the simple sugar. Okay? And then here's my suggestion at night. Whatever your parents are making for dinner at night, then just eat along with them. Okay? If you're worried about your weight, pull back on your portions. Okay? But again, try to include a carbohydrate at least in your 3 major meals. Okay? Breakfast, lunch, and dinner. If you don't eat breakfast yet, start with something small. So that, again, going back to the alarm clock idea, if you could change, then the second thing, I get up on time. The second thing would be I eat a breakfast that's good. Not cornflakes, not like my kids always want to eat a Cinnamon Toast Crunch. Those are empty calories and not going to be sustaining you for what your training should be. Okay? Here I gave an example of a shake you can do. And if you research this, guys, there's so much out there. I took a scoop of protein. I put a cup of oats. This is where my carbohydrate comes in. I don't get any protein or any carbohydrates from my scoop of protein. Okay? I get some simple carbs from a banana. I throw in spinach just for the nutrition. Okay, and I throw in peanut butter also for that little bit of fat. Okay. For those of you that know how to make hard-boiled eggs, they're a great snack to use. Okay, so here's my carbohydrate, and then you could use hard-boiled eggs. If you're not big into that, that's fine. Again, do what works for you. Okay. Here, wheat thins I found has been a great choice or alternative than chips for a complex carb. I wouldn't really rely on them, but again, it's something. Okay. And as you guys look, down the road, it's very similar. It repeats itself. Again, I'm only speaking for myself. I try to eat pretty simple, and my breakfast and my lunch are pretty standard every day. I try to control those 2 meals and make sure they're the most healthy for me as well. The dinner kind of changes based on what our family is cooking. If I'm cooking, it's different. If my wife is cooking, it's different. Or if my kids want pizza at night, yep. Hey, pizza. Yeah, you can have pizza, guys. Still, okay. But again, make those small changes. Okay. So carbs that I would encourage you guys to include into your diet: whole wheat toast with peanut butter. In fact, whole wheat toast with any of your sandwiches. Try to abstain from the white bread. Yep, white tastes better. But you're going to get more sustained energy for your training. Again, it all goes back to training. If you feel like you're not going to train, then it's hard to buy in right now to what you need to fuel up for. I found that oatmeal, not cereal, is a much better replacement. Okay. Brown and white rice, we have an Instapot. If your family has an Instapot, you can look up simple recipes online. It's a great sustained fuel source as well. Wheat thins over chips, pinto black kidney beans as well. Those are great carbohydrates because they also include quite a bit of protein. Potatoes, sweet potatoes, oranges, apples, bananas, and pretty much any fruit are going to be your simple carbs, meaning if you want quick energy, those will give you. These are great like pre-workout meals to have. They're easy to digest. They'll give you quick energy that sustains in your muscles, along with some type of protein. Again, great pre-workout snack. And I'll eventually get to a point where I'll go through meals that you should be eating pre and post workout. Okay. Here's an example of pinto beans. Again, you can look at the carbohydrates 22 and your protein is at 8. So pretty good there in terms of what you're getting for energy and protein. And again, I haven't talked much about protein, but protein aids in the recovery of your muscles. Okay, and then we'll get to that topic next week. Here's some wild rice. Here you also see that, that has a high content of protein of 6 and total carbs of 33. Okay. What I found that these two are relatively cheap when you go to the store. And I use the Instapot to cook these. If you don't know what that is, that's fine. Okay. Just find a way to adopt maybe this into your diet somewhere else. Okay. So maybe it is from a can. Okay. Here's an example of some pasta here. You're relatively high in protein with 7 grams, but it's really, really high in carbohydrates. Here was the wheat thins here. If you look closely at the ingredients label, again, look for whole wheat on the ingredients. I don't know. Can you guys see my cursor where it's pointing? Yep. Okay. Yeah. So again, when you guys look at the ingredients label, that's a good place to look. If you see the enriched flour, which I don't think you can see this one because it's kind of blurry. It says enriched wheat flour. That's going to be quickly digested. Again, if you want something quick for energy, eat some pretzels before a workout. But it's not gonna help you in your morning breakfast. It's not gonna help you maybe in your afternoon lunch. If you want to feel energized during the day, whole wheat is the way to go, at least in my experience. Here's the whole wheat bread that I use. And again, you don't have to do any of this. I'm just taking from my experience. Go out and do what works for you. And I think the biggest thing that you can start doing is writing down what you're putting into your body. It's no different than what you put into your body through your eyes. What are you watching? What are you consuming on your screens? Again, these are things that you guys can control in the wake of being at home. Okay, is it hard? Yeah, it's extremely hard. But again, we want to encourage you guys to adapt and adjust. And when this is all done and when our season starts, you guys have some resources to start the season. And I know I talked fast here. Any questions for you guys?
Coach, can you back up to your grid where you were eating and show that big screen again?
Yep.
when you look at this, do you kind of give yourself a window of, I kind of want to get breakfast in between such and such a time? Or is it just kind of nilly-willy, whenever you feel like eating is when you go eat?
Great question. Again, in my life right now, there's a lot of routine because school is in session. So when I wake up at 4, I work out in the morning. So I eat something small there before I work out. I eat breakfast probably about 5:36 in that range, depending if my kids get up. Again, this is my experience. Okay, you guys got to develop a routine for you. If your routine changes constantly, it's hard to build any habit here that's going to take root. So I eat breakfast at that time. Lunch, I eat early. I know that Coach Peterson gives me a hard time about when I eat, but I usually eat about 11:30. And then our family eats at 5 o'clock. And that's just how our schedule is set up because our day starts really early due to the nature of our work. And again, adjust the schedule for what you have. So again, simple goals to put down for the week. Do we expect to be perfect? No. Okay. Any other questions? Okay.
I will.
I'll stop sharing.
Okay, I'll hit mine because I don't think I have a ton more on my side, but let's just go look here. All right, so from mine, I have some links here to some habits of people who are mentally tough and some 10 rules for wrestling. I got a couple sets of technique. So I'm going to let you guys watch these on your own. Again, you're noticing that we're talking, simple, basic things here. We're not talking high-flyered whatever from certain situations. We're talking basic stance motion. We're talking singles, doubles, high crotches. We're talking knee slides. We're talking cross-face series. Clean, simple stuff for those who are choosing to watch some technique. And I'm going to let you look at these links on your own. If you have not, if this is the first time you've seen this, first time you've come to this kind of our team meeting, there should be a Google form survey link right here. And we'll share these as soon as our meeting is done for you to sign up so we know kind of who we're supposed to be adding to our email and our distribution lists. And also, Coach Dan, I'm going to turn my share screen off. Do you want to find that survey to show the junior high guys, so at least they get an idea of what's coming at them either tonight or tomorrow? Your mute's on, Dan.
All right. All right, we're going to push this out to your parents here. Here we go. Simple survey. Questions are.
You want to hit your show screen, Coach?
It's not on there?
I don't see it yet.
Oh, there we go. Okay.
There we go.
All right. So again, our goal here is to collect a little bit of information about you. You're going to have your parents, or you can use your email address. That's fine. We need your first and last name of your parents. And then we're looking at what's practice times work. So if all 3 of these practice times work, then click all 3. Okay. If you have another one that you think that you want to add, then put it down. Which practice absolutely will not work. So whether we understand right now, it might be more challenging for you guys to travel to school. Right now, we would travel at 3:30 and be home by 6. Practice would be from 4 to 5:30 on that first bullet. So if that doesn't work for you, make sure your parents click that box. So make sure you're having a discussion with your parents tonight. I will push that out tomorrow. Coach Clem will forward that on to the rest of you as well. And that's just for grades 7 and 8. better online. Okay.
Yep. And other than that, I think that's about all we have. We're almost pushing 40 minutes. So like we said, this is what our plan is. Every Monday starting at 7 p.m., Coach Allen is kind of handling a bunch of the workout stuff. Coach Bucher is handling a bunch of the nutrition stuff. I'm doing some of the goals and the mental journals and the, hey, here's kind of the update kind of thing. So like one coach is dealing with one chunk. And we're just going to keep plugging away until we start our season. It could be as soon as December 21st. If it's not, then we just adjust and we get ready for the next opportunity we get to practice and compete. So that is what I know. If you have questions, feel free to email any of us. But I'm going to go ahead and stop the recording on the video so it doesn't chew up too much time. And then we'll open it up. If you want to ask a question, put it in the chat feature. And we'll ask Coach Bucher and I will stick around and answer questions. If not, that's our plan for tonight. So thank you for showing up and look for resources tomorrow.